Hey guys, what's up? It's me, triplestrafe, and today we have something new. And in fact, we have been having new things, which means it's a good thing. We have new things and stuff. For this episode, or for this video, I am going to show you how to build a Pokemon competitive Showdown, whatever team on Pokemon Showdown. But this is probably not for professionals or pro players, because I also new in the competitive scene, so most of the things I will say might not be correct, but at the very least, you will be able to build a team by watching this video. So this is mostly for people who are starting to get into the Pokemon competitive scene. So if you're new to Pokemon and want to play competitively, battling other people, blah blah blah, then this is probably the video for you. So the first things first, before you build a team of any kind, of any generation, Pokemon, whatever, you need to learn your types, and especially with the new Fairy type, it brings a whole new competitive gameplay with the Fairy type. Because from Gen 2 I think, or Gen 3 to Gen 5, we have had the same types over and over, but now we have the Fairy type, which is weak to poison and steel, but resists dark, fighting, and bug, and is super effective against fighting, dragons, and dark type Pokemon. Yeah, and does not hit so much with fire type. It doesn't hit that much against fire types. Yeah, steel types have lost their resistance to dark types, so if you have Jirachi or Bronzong, for example, they will be hit really hard with dark type moves like Bronzong and Jirachi, which is in OU. When I say OU, there are certain tiers for certain Pokemons placed by Smogon.com. Smogon is a community, probably you could say it's a community of people who create tiers for Pokemon. When I say tiers, for example, you can't bring a Mewtwo into this tier, the OU tier, and you can't bring for example, a Conkeldurr to the UU tier. So the higher the tier, you can use any Pokemon as long as it's below your tier or on the tier, but you can never use what's above the tier, and the tier you're playing on is lower, so you can't do that. Now, you can play by any rules. For example, if you just want to use any Pokemon you want, battle someone who has the same idea, then you are of course free to do so. If you want to bring always a Mewtwo, Giratina, a Arceus, Dialga, and your opponent, for example, follows the UU tier, for example, brings in an Abomasnow, a Rhyperior, then if that's the rule you're playing, then fine. But here I'm just going to show you on Showdown what it's like to build a team in Pokemon Showdown and to follow Smogon rules. So this isn't about VGC or stuff like that. I don't really care. I'm just gonna show you how you can build a team in Pokemon Showdown, and this will also apply in Pokemon Online. So the first things first, in Smogon they list the Pokemon in OU, which is a very popular tier, the overused tier, and if you're again a professional player, you would know this and have no idea why you're watching this video. Then you would probably see the Uber Pokemon like Arceus, Ho-Oh, Groudon, Ho-Oh, whatever, Genesect, Kyogre, Xerneas. I know there are many controversies to using OU Pokemon, but please, I don't care. For now, I'd like to follow Smogon rules. I don't like the drama. So what you want to do when you start building your team is you could select from any Pokemon in the tier, whatever you want to select. So for example, in the OU tier, we have Aegislash, Alakazam, Azumarill, Bisharp, and stuff like that. So there are quite a lot of Pokemon in this tier. What people usually do is they, for example, select a core. So I'm just selecting random Pokemon. I'm not gonna have 2 Alakazams in the same team. You probably can't have that. So what people do is they select a Pokemon that will be the core of the team, or probably you build around the team. So that's probably how most or many people do it. They select a Pokemon which will be the center of the team, and they build around that Pokemon, and they build around the Pokemon they place around that Pokemon, so hoping to make a very good team. So for this episode, or for this part, I want to have a choice banded Bisharp, because knockoff has a big buff in terms of power. I think 60% 60 power, I think. Not 60%, 60 power. So I will give it a choice band, and what the choice band does is 1.5 times the attack, and but it can only use 1 move. So I would probably have all attacking moves here in the moves list. So I go to the abilities. I would like to go for Defiant because Sticky Web, Intimidate, and stuff like that do come in this tier, this OU tier, a lot. So I will, if any stat is lower, then my attack stat will be increased. So I will choose that. Now for the moves. The moves is completely up to you whether you're going for a special attacker or a physical attacker. But since Bisharp has extremely high attack, and we are equipping it with a choice band, and we want physical attacks represented by this red explosion thingy, and special attacks are represented by this round circular eye whatever thingy. But we're gonna choose the explosion thingy because these are physical moves. So we would want to put in our knockoff, which is very popular on Bisharp, and probably Sucker Punch right here. Now we have 2 more moves which we have to consider what we're going to put. If you think about it, the weakness of Bisharp probably is fighting types and ground types. So with regards to fighting types, we could get Aerial Ace, since Aerial Ace is a flying move, and for ground type we could have something else, but I'm still looking. We can't use it in power, we can't use any buffing move. We could use low kick for the Tyranitar with Earthquake, and for steel ground types like Excadrill. That's not a bad choice actually, but then again, if you remember Bisharp, you should know that your Pokemon too, this is Dark and Steel, so we might as well put Iron Head on, if I can find it, Iron Head. Now we could change Aerial Ace to Low Kick. This way we could get rid of other Dark types. If Dark types come in, then we could get rid of that. So I think that's a good moveset and stuff. Now here, Showdown selects the spread for you and the nature for you. You may opt to follow this spread, which is Adamant. This is probably Adamant. Yes, this is Adamant, but your speed is 176. So you have to weigh in what you want to do, since you are running a choice band. But I want to be able to outspeed Azumarill if it does come in. So what I need the speed of about 217 or 218. So let's just leave it at that, and full HP at 292. I'm not sure if, this is experimental for me. So I hope that works. We will see. I will show you a test battle in the next part. So we're gonna, as I said, build around our Bisharp. Now Bisharp, as I mentioned, is weak against ground, fighting, and I failed to mention the ever famous fire type. So ground fighting we could alleviate by having some kind of ghost type, but since it's a ground, we wouldn't want a Aegis Slash coming in. We would probably want something else that could take an Earthquake, or something else. Probably a fighting type move. We'll just have to look. I guess we could go with a Keldeo, because Keldeo Helps with ground types, helps with fighting types, and helps with definitely fire types. Why does it help with fighting types? I believe it has psychic moves. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think I'm making it up. But normally, it does have aerial ace. You normally run special attack on Keldeo. So we're just gonna move around. Resolute Keldeo. We're just gonna check to see what else we can put. We could put Zapdos in. Zapdos, ground, fighting, and flame, fire, flame, whatever. Venusaur, earthquake, fighting. We could have Zapdos, and we could have a physically defensive Zapdos, which isn't bad actually. And I think if you've seen my previous videos, you will be able to see it there. Let's go for the Thunderbolt, the Volt Switch, the Roost, and probably the Thunder Wave. Or should I go for the Toxic? Thunder Shock. Get out of here! We're not using Thunder Shock. I will set the spread myself, but for now let's just put it at calm. I do want to get rid of something else, like since it is defensive, and for example a ground type were to come in, or even a fighting type, or a whatever type, then I would probably use Hidden Power, Hidden Power Ice, which is not bad actually. Or should I go with Hidden Power Flying to combat fighting types? But ground types are more prevalent, so I guess I'd go with HP Ice because there might be other flying types, or I could go with HP... What kind of HP will I go for? When I say HP, like what kind of hidden power will I go for? I'm debating between grass and ice, but I think ice has better utility, and it's fairly common, I guess. So now we're going to the spread. I want a physically defensive Zapdos, so I would want max HP. I probably invest just in terms of speed in case, you know, something tries to outspeed. Never mind. I could invest now in defense, probably 260 defense, and there. I guess that's okay. Well, let's go for the bold, because we're not using anything with attack. So there we go. We have our physically defensive Zapdos. I could go into PO and see what it's like. Nah, let's just keep it as is. I will change it if ever I find a need to. Now we have our Bisharp, our Zapdos. This is definitely not a Jirachi. So, Zapdos and Bisharp. Zapdos is weak to Stone Edge and Stealth Rock, and I just remembered that we need Defog on our team most likely, but we will see as we build the team along. So this is going to be a bit of a longer video, so if you don't want to watch it, I suggest you stop watching. But if you want to keep watching, then please, thanks a lot for reaching this far. We're like 14 minutes in the video. So next, I have Bisharp and Zapdos. I probably would need something to deal with the fire types, because this can't fight fire types, and this definitely can't deal with fire types with the current moveset unless it's HP ground, which is weird, but I could go for HP ground. So we need something that could combat fire type. So if we check here, we have Azumarill, which is actually a good choice. We have Clefable, not really. We have Excadrill, but Steel and Ground, so it's neutral. We have Gliscor, which isn't bad for a stall team. We have Goodra, which can absorb a lot of special defense. Greninja, Gyarados, whatever. And Rotom Wash, which is very common. And Venusaur, you might think not a good matchup, but if you have the Mega Venusaur, then fire types would not be a problem actually. So I'm leaning more towards Venusaur as so that I could have a Mega Pokemon. Either that or Azumarill or Clefable. I'm really thinking about Clefable, but I probably would go to my Venusaur. There we go. Then let's see. This will be our Mega Pokemon. Then the moveset will be, I wanted to survive and annoy the crap out of opponents. So Leech Seed, Sleep Powder, Synthesis, and Sludge Bomb as our attacking move. I don't have Earthquake, and I want it to be special defensive. I'm thinking I should have Earthquake. I should get rid of something. I should get rid of Leech Seed, probably, because Sleep Powder, I prefer Sleep Powder than this. So let's just have Earthquake, Sleep Powder, Synthesis, and Sludge Bomb. And we will be going for the gentle nature. That way we have a little more attack. And yeah, that should work actually. This team isn't that bad yet. Okay, the next problem is the flying type Pokemon. Now, Talonflame is really popular in this tier, and I would use it. I would definitely use a Talonflame in any team that I would make, but I would like not to use it for this team, for it to be a little unique, I guess, a little different. So I probably would want to set up rocks here. I do need to set up rocks so that if any Talonflame exists in the other team, then I could take it out later on. So since it'll be, when it comes in, it'll be at 50%. So I could put in a Mamoswine for Stealth Rocker, and to get rid of Talonflame, I could have Azumarill come in with the Aqua Jet. So I know this is two Pokemon at once, but that's just how it works. I could put a Focus Sash on this thing just in case, but I've learned from playing this a lot that a Life Orb is much better for the Mamoswine. Depends on your taste. So I'm going for the Thick Fat ability, which reduces fire and ice types damage. For the moveset, let's have Earthquake, Ice Shard, Icicle Spear. I prefer Icicle Spear to get rid of the Substitute, and the Stealth Rock. I could go for the Freeze Dry, but I'm deciding against it. I'm interested to... my Pokemon are all slow. Like, definitely this is not that fast as you think. Azumarill with max speed, if we place it under Jolly, is 218. So Bisharp is barely... there we go. Barely there. So that seems safe. So I would want something that is a little faster than this. So I'd rather go for the Fast Sweeper, the Jolly Mamoswine with 284 speed and 359 attack, because I can deal more damage that way. That's how I want to play anyway. Now the Azumarill is a little tricky. I could go for the Choice Band set or the Citrus Berry. That's what I'm thinking, but I could go for the red card, I guess. I don't know why I would go for the red card. Because I could belly drum after a single red card, but by the time I belly drum, I could die. So I could go for the weakness policy. But Azumarill isn't a really strong Pokemon, so I guess I'm going with Citrus, Huge Power, then your basic Belly Drum, Aqua Jet, Waterfall, Water Gun. Get out of here. Waterfall, and play rough, which could miss. I don't want it to be a bulky physical sweeper. I want it to be a fast sweeper, so I have manually set the attack, the speed, and the HP. So there we go. I don't need to click this anymore. There. So that's not a bad idea. Looking at my team, I am still kind of weak to the ground type because Bisharp, if hit by a ground move, is dead. Venusaur, ground move, dead. Probably. Mamoswine, ground move, probably dead. But I do have the Azumarill to get rid of the ground type. I guess what's missing is something to get rid of the rocks on my end, because I don't want... My team can handle rocks actually, but I prefer not to have them around. So I probably will be placing Defog on my Zapdos and adding another Pokemon instead. Now, I could add something that could stall out Pokemon. I was thinking Keldeo. I really wanted to use Keldeo. If you're talking about electric type moves, I think I have it covered. If you're thinking about, let's check the chart for a real quick. Not that, but let's check the chart. Okay, psychic type. Oops. Whose video is that? Sandshrew. Psychic types, well, Venusaur can't take it. Bisharp can, however. Let's see. The Bug Buzz. Should I add fire type? I don't have a rock type actually. Fire type. Fire. F-I-R. Okay, here we go. Fire. Here we go. It's on top. I could use something that could, although Azumarill is a sweeper, Venusaur could be a check, Zapdos is probably a check. When you say counter and check, you ask Joey what it means, just I'm not the best person to explain it. So why don't we put something in here, like we don't have a fighting type yet, we don't have something that has Assault Vest, but it's very, very predictable to have the Conkeldurr with Assault Vest, so why don't we put... I'm really tempted to put like a Trick Room. I need something really fast though, because the rest of my team is really, really slow, and I need something really, really fast. And I need the rocks out of here. So let's get rid of something here. I am not sure what. I am just gonna get rid of the... Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of Thunder Wave. I do want to status something somehow. I have no idea how. Probably with a Thundurus. Then again, I have a flying type that can't take a rock type move. Could use a Lando myself. It's actually quite fast and should be able to handle I should Thunder Wave and stuff. I'm really debating on what it should be my last Pokemon, because if something statuses me, and if you haven't noticed, physical attacker Mamoswine, physical attacker Bisharp, and physical attacker Azumarill, wall and wall. My special attackers are freaking wall, so I need a special attacking Lando. A special attacking Lando. That's not bad. Special attacking Landorus. That's not bad actually. Did I hear Skype? I heard Skype. Is it on my phone? Anyway, let's go for the Hidden Power Ice. I know it's double, so let's just change this to Hidden Power Grass. There we go. I guess we could go for the... No, that's weird. Calm Mind Lando. Or I don't know how weird that is. Earth Power, Extra Century, and Focus Blast. How's that? I believe that's good. I think that's good. We're relatively fast at 331. Yeah. So let's test out our team. This is OU. This is our YouTube team. Wait, YouTube team. There we go. Yeah, that seems good. So in the next episode, I will be trying out the team we just built, the YouTube team. So see ya in the next episode.